Oh, my head. So here's what's going on. All right. Here's what's going on. So, me, not represented as a human body, but represented as a point in which an exchange has to be given to the shared environment. We all have information on the inside of us, a collection of what we have all seen been going on. And a lot of it we're keeping to ourselves, but as we express it, it sort of comes out like this, and everybody around us can sort of is affected by our expression of it via they're trying to stay logically consistent with the environment. And so, as this is expressed, it goes on. It goes into the out. It goes on. It's expressed and it's exposed on the outside. Everyone has their opportunity to adjust to it. Let's say these are just accurate, honest measurements of what's been happening. Just a consistent, like, aside from privacy, right? And privacy gets its own little argument, but aside from privacy, this is like all the stuff that's been recorded going on. Here's your information. Oh, thank you for updating me on your point of view of what's happening, as we are like a shared social brain. And then everyone gets their information, yada yada. But here's what's going on. So, you guys ever been like children who didn't want to get in trouble, and like let's say like you hit your little brother way too hard, and then like he starts crying, and so you like cover his mouth because you don't want him to tell your mom, or like you like hold them back until they won't snitch anymore. You know what I mean? All right, not what happened. Pause. Not what happened. Pause. Not what happened. Pause. All right, so this is pretty much the structure that's created by people who are not expressing fully what has occurred. This structure requires a lot of racing, a lot of memory tasking to keep position, to keep consistency of a logical position that is sort of trackable within the truth, but still needs to avoid a lot of things to keep itself consistent. And the reason is, the less that's expressed, the more that the Edewabe exploit can be used. And if you don't know what the Edewabe exploit is by this point, it is pretty much quoted, "We didn't know. It is not our fault. We are innocent." Now, the issue we have is that I am a very intelligent and honest person. So honest that you guys attempted to make me look dishonest by showing me a weird, strategically edited video and telling me that if I don't say what I saw, then I'm a liar, but also having me set up for an inconsistency trap and saying, no, that's not what happened. You were wrong. No, you should have known that we were just trapping you, that we were just tricking you. You must not be as intelligent as we thought. So, as you guys express your consistent structure to avoid knowing as much as possible, seeing as if the whole truth is expressed, a lot of you get in trouble. As I express the truth, an anger is somewhat kind of developed. An anger. So, like, you guys tell these parts, right? I tell the parts that are threaded into them, like the other parts of the thread of what's going on. And if you guys know certain parts, then it affects you because you guys have to kind of admit that you participated in certain things, that you've done certain things. And so what happens is, shut up, stop talking, don't tell, stop. I'm attacked, and then boom, permanent damage. And this is really how everything happened. This is really what went on. I kept expressing things as honestly as I could, and so I was attacked. Damage, permanent damage. Shut up, you don't get to talk anymore. Shut the fuck up, you're so fucking annoying, stop talking. Boom, now the truth is just sitting in there, boiling up, developing energy, frustration, becoming sort of kind of general matter and mass, and now I'm a wizard. Well, not a wizard, but another thing that you guys are doing is you guys are how-gating me because I am about to be homeless again, and you need me to have character traits that justify it. And so you're howling me. How do you know what you're doing? 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 How? And you keep going. You kept going until you could calibrate. Find the point in which I could no longer hold myself up, in which I had to reach out for help. in which I had to rely on the community. This was calibrated for the sole purpose of attaching. Remember this little story, this little structure I told you guys about, the things that you guys can, as a group, agree is true, keep it consistent amongst yourselves, and stabilize it as matter that occurs on the environment, despite missing threads. Well, what you need for me, this little consistent structure, has grooves in it for me to fall into. Little dips for me to fall into. The only issue is because I'm such a genius, and I'm not getting low. My structure is so consistent that it doesn't dip into those grooves anymore. You needed me to be a predator. You needed me to be a creep. You needed me to be a pedophile. Now, you kind of got me on anger. You kind of got me on anger and warring. But given what's happening, I think I'm justified. Now, the reason that you asked until I couldn't stand anymore, until I had to lean, was so that you could find the point in which I started to lose control over myself because I could not explain what was going on and measure it. And so, at the point of my calibrated, understood loss of self-reliance, you guys are taking it one step further and you're establishing this. So here, we can, while he's confused and leaning on us, assert our consistent character structure, the character that you guys are writing to keep yourselves on the justified side. Seeing as you can't tell the full truth, the character that you're writing, the grooves that you have. While he's leaning, while he can't stand, he'll fall into those grooves. And then this consistent effort he showed of being organized, being good, having no reason to be on the street, once we get him here, because we already calibrated him today, we can say, so that's why he was doing all that. This is just his predator strategy. He just sets a good impression, does really good for a while, but then for some reason we don't know, because we only know this much. He just starts reverting back to angry, to hostile, predatory behavior. And that's just what this is. This guy's just a predator. We're not doing anything to him. He's just making excuses. I'm sick of these fucking skinny black dudes, these skinny black poets making excuses. All right. So this causes me losing orientation of myself, self-control, to the point where I need to lean on you, likely with some extra charges, like some just beaming into my brain at the same time, like a consistent house structure that prevents me from being able to do anything without feeling like I'm doing it wrong, collapsing me, or just overwhelming me with just energy and desperation until I'm just kind of stupid, right? Until I'm like, ugh. And then while that's happening, he's smiling. I smile. He's doing this now. He's doing this now. He's doing this now. This is what we need to survive. This is what we need to get back to the structure we had, because if not, then we're gonna have to deal with this, and we don't want to. So what you guys did today is calibrating me so that I don't go out on the street and like just be an absolute fucking genius, like fucking saving fucking proper behavior genius, which is unfortunately what this whole thing might have been targeting. Unfortunately. Damn, I hate my life, bro. But this is how you guys did it. This is how you did it when I was younger. You didn't like that I kept expressing things at a greater articulation than you because it pointed out the inconsistencies in your collective structure. So while challenging me with how, found the point in which I couldn't do anything anymore and used that to assert with your consistent effort, he's weird, he's creepy, we don't like him, but really he's saying everything that we don't want to deal with. Those grooves I fell into, and you gained the right to blah, blah. But I'm getting back to being able to express everything. So you need another excuse. The court tried to challenge me. They tried to challenge me to a game of deferred disposition. In which I cannot get in trouble with the law for 90 days. But then right after you tried to do that, you howled me until you found the point in which I no longer have self-control. Once I kind of showed that I still had recognition of all of this, collectively speaking, all of you wanted to dumb me down, which is what all this has been anyway. And what happened is while I was explaining, while I was explaining something, but I was such a genuine. Okay. While I was explaining something, I got distracted, and you led me into a trap. You know, you led me into one of the things that I'm always defending. Hey, that's not true. This is what you guys were actually doing. And what you did was you got me to like bump my head on something. Consistency. He bumped his head. We all wanted to be stupid. He wasn't paying attention. He has inconsistent behavior. How can he know what's going on? He doesn't even pay attention. And just keeping these couple of arguments consistent. Keeping them consistent in your mind, in your structure, keeping them small, keeping them within the lines of what's going on, very, very tiny. How do I say this? So whereas you guys could be, I'm sorry, I'm drawing on the camera. Hold on. Whereas you guys could be this. All right, hold on. You guys have reverted to very, very tiny structures with inconsistencies, with inconsistent creators. Your consistent effort to make me inconsistent has turned into tells and alleles that are purposely destabilizing me so that I can fall into the grooves that you need me to fall into to claim yourself a more consistent and stable structure than I. What this ultimately means, because I was howled until I lost calibration and needed to lean, and because I know that that's what's happening regardless of what you say or do, because I know that you did that so that you could break my very ethical, very positive, good boy form and turn me into a monster on the street to say, see, that's why he's on the street. See, that's what it is. It means I was innocent this whole time. It means this whole time, I was in my whole life's case. My whole life's case. That means I won it. I was innocent this whole time. That's what it means. And so I'm very happy. I'm proud of that. I'm proud of myself. I'm extremely proud of myself. Because there was a while there where I couldn't explain how I was innocent. Like, I never have any of these intentions. But whatever. You did get me, though. I did declare war. You got me there. I got so frustrated. And you knew what to do, too. It was so clever. But nothing personal. You guys are just trying to survive. I'm just trying to get to where I want to be. So let's keep going, I guess. I don't blame you guys. Yada 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 yada. He's too cool. He's too cool. No, I'm not. Like I said, you calibrated me. You found the point in which I lose self-control, in which I no longer have enough confident, accurate measurement of what's going on because you kept howling my structure to a forced procedural retreat that I can't even think in. Like I can't like you took me from being this big to being this small while having your consistent grooves around me for me to fall into, to like spread into. So